We're back for the final stage of our full dive into Ready Player One. If you have no idea what I just said, make sure you watch my last two videos to get caught up. And I've got a song I wrote about Ready Player One coming next, so stay tuned. But we really need to talk about what we can learn from Ready Player One. First, build a life that's worth living in the real world. So a few years back, I picked up archery as a hobby. I found an archery teacher at a local camp, and I started learning how to shoot arrows. Now, at about the same time, the first Tomb Raider reboot from Crystal Dynamics came out, and I'm a huge Lara Croft fan. So I bought that game and I played it like it was my job. And one of my favorite things to do in the game, you guessed it, even after I beat the game, I would just run around and shoot arrows at stuff. So I played it and I played it and I played it, and then one day it occurred to me, wait, I know how to actually do this for real. I mean, I'm not very good at it yet, but for all the time I spend pretending to shoot arrows in a video game, I could be getting better at actually doing it. So I started practicing more, and eventually I wound up teaching archery at the same camp where I learned. The end. Cool story, bro. Thank you. Now, does that mean that video games are a waste of time and you should never play them? Duh, of course not. In fact, my next Geek Theology happens to be on one of my favorite gaming franchises. But my point is, we shouldn't let our ability to escape from reality keep us from building better lives in the real world. See, in Ready Player One, people use the Oasis to ignore how hopeless and crappy the world is. Except that ignoring the world is what's making it hopeless and crappy in the first place. We all need to check out a reality sometimes. I probably do it more than most. All I'm saying is there should be a balance. Every hour we spend escaping life is an hour we could be using to build a better one. Along those lines, the book might also challenge you to be yourself. Ready Player One follows a group of Gunters called the High Five. They interact with each other's avatars numerous times, but they're all pretty nervous when they finally have to meet in real life. And raise your hand if you have a horror story about meeting someone in person that was not at all what they led you to believe online. Thanks to the digital age, it's never been easier to pretend to be something you're not. So if I can challenge you with something today, YouTube fans, find a way to be yourself, whoever and whatever that may be. Now, unfortunately, some people really are just jerks, and the internet makes it easier for them to do that too. So let me amend that. Learn how to be yourself and maybe just be nice to each other. Don't be a cyberbully or a troll just because you're safe behind a screen. Our technology is an incredibly powerful tool. You know what else is an incredibly powerful tool? Fire. And fire can cook your dinner or it can burn your house down. It's all about how you use it.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Let's wrap up with my last thought about Ready Player One. Find something worth living for. After all, it's not enough to just be alive, right? You have to have something to live for. And people try to plug that hole with all kinds of stuff. For a Gunter, the sole purpose of life is winning Halliday's contest. But for some people, it's their work or their career. Climbing the ladder, growing the company. Other folks figure, hey, life is short, so have as much fun as you can, right? Still, other people are defined by their relationships, their group of friends, the dating scene, money, shopping, sex, drugs and alcohol, music, hello. These are all things that people build their whole lives around. And while there's nothing wrong with most of those things, let me read you something that changed my life when I read it. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Most of the things people chase after in life are temporary. Money comes and goes. So do people. Relationships change, careers shift, good times don't last. And the more stuff you have, the more your stuff probably has you. I believe that God is real and that He wants to be the center of our lives. Because He knows He's the only thing that can ever actually fill that void. And because He is constant through this life and the next, His love for us, His love for you isn't temporary. That means He's never gonna walk out on you or cheat on you. He's not trying to hustle you or take advantage of you. Now, that doesn't mean that your life is gonna be easy and perfect or even make sense all the time. But I can tell you that having Him in your life makes all the difference. The best thing that you can do with your life, YouTube fans, is to give it back to God and ask Him what the plan is. And if you'd like more info on how to do that, make sure you check out the description links below. I had a blast with Ready Player One. And the day a real Oasis goes live, I am there. But you know, if it never happens, I'm good. Thanks to Jesus, I found everything I need right here in the real world. Maybe you can too.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe!
I wrote a song about Ready Player One because that's how we roll, so stay tuned to check it out. If you liked this series, please help me out by sending your favorite video to a few friends. Click on that bell icon so you'll know when I put out new videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Lastly, keep an eye out for my next Geek Theology series, an epic journey into the Legend of Zelda. For now though, my Ready Player One song, Reality, is coming at you.